Yo, I'm on a mission to help 1,000 people earn an extra $10,000 to $20,000 with this little known program. Those that qualify for the program will not have to pay for any kind of courses, promote any products, or pay for any kind of ads. To see if you qualify, click that link in the description. Team Go Mode, it's your man Earl, Batman Stringer. Now, for the past few months, I have been doing something to earn some extra cash, and I actually earned almost $2,000 doing this one thing, but I actually had to stop doing this thing because I had shoulder surgery about 6 weeks ago. So what is that thing that I was doing that I had to stop because of my surgery? And that is writing casinos. All right, so I've been talking about this in several videos. I actually started a challenge to see how much money could I earn / win by writing online casinos. All right, so if you're not familiar with what writing casinos is, it's basically where you write these short little letters to online casinos and you turn them in. All right, for every letter that get approved, because the letter got to be approved, you actually earn what they call SC points, which is basically just online gambling dollars. All right, so once you accumulate a certain amount of coins, you can play through those coins, and whatever amount you end up with after you play through them coins is what you actually can put in your bank account. So, quick example, if you write a certain amount of letters and you end up with 100 SC points in your account, right? You have to gamble through those 100 SC coins, all right? And then you might end up with $80, right? Or 80 SC coins, which is equivalent to $80, right? Or you might end up with 200 SC coins. It really, just depends, right? But whatever that amount is what you can put into your actual bank account. So if you end up with, 80 SCs, you put $80 in your account. 200 SCs, you send $200 into your bank account, all right? So the reason why I was doing this challenge is because last year, I got introduced to this letter writing thing, and like with a lot of things, you look at it like, what? This shit real? Can you really make any money doing this? So of course I had to try it for myself, right? So I did, and I ended up earning or winning, whatever you want to call it, around $1,300, right? So a few months after that, I'm like, you know what? That shit was kind of easy. You know what I mean? Like, it didn't take a lot of effort to do. So I'm like, I wonder how much can I win or earn if I wrote 2,000 of them bitches. Right? So, a few months ago, I started this, and I actually had, I was keeping track, and I showed in previous videos, damn it, I got my little notebook, I keep track of, I'm just dropping shit all over the place, come on, man, but, anyway, got my little notebook, I keep track of, like, all the casinos I write to, how many letters I write. You ain't gonna be able to read that chicken scratch. But anyway, I keep track of everything, right? So I was rolling, right? I got to about 1,100 letters, okay? 1,100 letters that I sent out, and I actually ended up earning around $1,800, right? Now, side note, just in case you're like, wait, what the hell? You sent in 1,100 letters and you only earned about $1,800, actually $1,874. Here's the thing. I still did not get credited for the majority of the letters that I sent in. All right, let's just be clear. So 1,100 letters, usually you get around 3 to 5 SC credits per letter. All right. So out of all them letters so far that I wrote, I think I only got credited for maybe half of them or less than half. All right. So let me just make that a damn point. But anyway, so as I'm writing these letters, my shoulder has been bothering me for the last few months, but I'm still writing, boom, 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 boom. But it got to the point where I had to go to my shoulder doctor, right? And he told me, look, You got some really bad arthritis going on. Let me give you a cortisone shot, right? So I get a cortisone shot. He was like, just give it a few weeks, all right? I'm like, all right. So I'm still writing my letters, going in. You know what I'm saying? Like dropping these letters, tough. My shoulder still kept bothering me. So when I went back to the doctor, he was like, yo, how that cortisone shot do? I'm like, not very well. So he was like, well, here's your options. You know what I'm saying? You got about 3 of them. 1, do nothing, right? Which I'm like, dang, shit ain't gonna work. 2, you could try another cortisone shot. Or 3, yeah, you know what it is. Surgery, right? Now, I kind of felt that it was going to go towards like me needing a surgery for my shoulder just because I actually had shoulder surgery 10 years ago on my right shoulder. And, I had similar issues. So I was figuring this was going to go, to that point. Now, so I ended up going with the surgery. So I was able to get in to have the surgery about a week later. And I ain't gonna lie, I wasn't really even thinking about like my little letter writing challenge. Of course, my shoulder health is more important than writing damn letters, but I was on a roll. I was on a roll writing these letters. But like the week to like a few days before I was having my surgery, it kind of hit me like, whoa, I ain't gonna be able to write no damn letters for a minute because, my shoulder is gonna be all like, I ain't gonna be able to move it to like, it's not going to feel comfortable to write. So I wrote more letters and more letters, like up until like the day before my surgery, I still was writing letters, right? Mailing them off. But sure enough, I had the surgery, and as we speak, I'm still like rehabbing my shoulder. Now, the good thing is, I'm getting better and better, with my range of motion, my pain is going down, but it has been 6 weeks since I had the surgery, and that's been 6 weeks where I haven't written absolutely any letters. So in my mind, I'm like, yo, my letter challenge, has been delayed, right, by like 6 weeks. So I just went to my 6-week checkup with my surgeon, and I was asking, I'm like, yo, I'm good, right, as far as like, having my arm up, because when I write, I kind of like bend over, you know what I'm saying, like hunch over. If you see, like I write like this, right, like, and I was like, even though I still got pain when I'm writing, I'm like, yo, am I good to like be writing and shit? That's not gonna affect nothing. He was like, no. Actually, it was his assistant I was talking to, and she was like, no, you good. She was like, your surgery went everything smooth. Like your arthritis is gone. They got rid of some bone spurs. They took a piece of my collarbone out. They were like, bro, you just in the healing process. You're just in the healing process. You pretty much can do whatever you want to do. It's just based off of my, my pain tolerance, right? So, with that being said, in about 3-4 days, I'm going back to writing my letters. You know what I'm saying? I got to hit that 2,000. Right? When I have a goal, I got to hit that damn goal. So I stopped at around 1,100 letters. I got about 900 more letters to write to complete my challenge. But I had to completely shut down, writing letters and everything for 6 weeks. And I ain't gonna lie, like, I was doing this as a challenge, right? Just to see how much I can earn doing this. And I ain't gonna lie, like, I really missed like writing these letters, because I said in previous videos, this shit is a very tedious thing to do. It's kind of risky in a way, because you can write these letters to companies, and you can send out 100 letters to these companies, and 10 of them might not even get approved. 2 of them might get lost in the mail or whatever the hell, right? So that's something that you got to keep in mind, because a lot of people, I get messages a lot, people asking me about like the letter writing thing, and I keep it real. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes your state might get banned depending on where you live in. First of all, you got to live in the United States, but your state could be banned, you know what I'm saying, or not allowed to do the online casino thing, or your account could just randomly get deactivated. And again, sometimes your letters might not get approved. But with that being said, Do I think if you follow the instructions and write the letters properly and, you know, do everything properly, do I think you could earn / win some money by doing this? Absolutely. Because I personally, the first time I tried this, like I said, I made around $1,200-$1,300 that I put into my bank account from writing letters. And right now, as of today, I personally made about $1,800, almost $2,000, but $1,874 by doing this, right? So, like I say, it's one of them things, like, it's tedious as hell, but I do think it's, you know, you can bring in some extra cash if you want to do this, but it is easy as hell because my wife did it. Both of my sisters are doing this now. You know what I mean? It's a popular thing. I ain't gonna lie. Like, and somebody reached out to me with a question. I told them, if you're interested in getting started with, like, trying to write letters for some extra cash, like I said, damn it, beware, right? Like, it's not guaranteed money. This is not guaranteed money, but it's a way to, you know, get some extra cash. But I always recommend going to Facebook. There are tons of Facebook groups that, you know, talk about writing letters, writing casinos, you know what I'm saying, and for extra cash, right? So one group that you can look into, I should have wrote it down, but whatever. Maybe I'll put it in the description if I remember. But go to Facebook, check out a group called, I think it's called Sweepstakes for Cash or something like that. Another group you can look at is Write and Make Money. That's a group. So, like, check that out if you're trying to do something like that. But, yeah, so I'm going to continue this challenge. If you want to follow along, because your boy will hit 2,000 letters. That shit going to happen, right? You know what to do. Subscribe to the channel. Now, you might be like, yo, I'm trying to earn some extra money, but that letter writing shit just ain't for me, right? That's all good. You might want to check out this video right here. It explains how people are actually earning an extra $1,000 a month from anywhere from 10 to 20 months. Now that might be for you.